Gentlemen, welcome back to Moss Valley Let's Play, episode number 8, with me, Strategy Simulation Samurai. Thanks very much for tuning back in, guys. Hopefully you'll remember last time we were out and about in the morning, early afternoon, doing some big contracts with our fertiliser. I've been home, had some lunch, and thought I'd jump back on this afternoon. We're in July, so we'll get pretty good amount of time with the light, but it probably will be a shorter episode, this one, especially compared to the last one. I think the last one was about 36 minutes long. This one will probably be a bit shorter. What we're going to go through in this episode, I've probably given it away a little bit, is around the corner I've bought a harvester. So that probably wasn't as much of a surprise as I wanted it to be, but never mind. So we've bought this class 108 SL Maxi. This Dominator, I do love that name. What a name, Dominator. This Dominator is going to be our little baby for harvesting our wheat. We do still need to purchase a header, but I'm sort of holding on in the hope that we might be able to find a little bit of a discounted header. And as we say that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip into the shop and have a look, because I haven't had a look today. Whilst we're in here, we're going to buy some fertiliser. We do need to replenish the fertiliser that we've used during the contracts just recently, so we'll purchase those whilst we're there. Use sale vehicle. Unfortunately, there is no header in there at the moment. That's okay though. We don't need it right now. I think we're going to need it tomorrow. I think by looking at the weather forecast, looking at the information that we've got on the field, I think tomorrow, aka August, is going to be a good time to harvest our wheat. We might be able to postpone that into September, but you know, for the cost of a half price header, it's probably not worth it. So we'll probably buy one later today, tomorrow, maybe. So where is that wheat going to go? Well, it's going to go down the lane, so let's have a wander down. And this is going to be our production line. So we're not going to harvest the wheat and sell it, because we can still do contracts to bring in the regular income. We are going to bring it here. So we own this piece of land, which is quite nice as well, because if we want to put some more productions on, we can do. There is a biogas plant just here. There's a grain mill where we can sell grain if we decide to. But there's also a nice little flour mill. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring our wheat to the flour mill. I didn't think that door opened. I just had a feeling then this door was going to open, but no, I didn't think it did. So we're going to bring our wheat to the flour mill after we've harvested it from currently field 13. The plan is field 13, 14 and 15, so let's look on the map. Top left hand corner, 13, 14 and 15 are all going to become wheat fields, and we're going to harvest that wheat through the mill. So that's one production cycle, but it doesn't end there. We're then going to head over here with our flour, and we're going to head back up the lane. Of course we'll do this driving, so we'll need a trailer or a forklift, but then we're going to take it to Moss Valley Bakery. Now we do need to buy this production point, and it's going to cost us 50,000, but of course we've got the money for it. But I am just waiting until we start the production, because well, it's a little bit of waste of money otherwise. So we're going to come down here with the trailer, we'll back it in. In fact, we can go all the way around, even better. So we can drive one side, come around here, tip it in and drive back out this side. So that's going to then go to the bakery. The bakery will provide us with bread. If we're just using flour, we can we can get other items from it, like cakes and things as well, but as we are just using flour, it will only provide us with bread. But that's absolutely fine. It's a nice start, nice little production to begin with. We're just going to take this back here and refill our fertiliser truck. Hopefully I can get close enough without ruining everything. So that's that. Yes, so that's the production line that I was talking about in the last episode. So we're going to take the wheat, we're going to take the wheat to the flour mill, we're going to get flour from the mill, and then we're going to take the flour to our bakery. Where do we sell the bread? Well, if you go on to our prices, we can wander down to bread, which is just here, and we can take it to the garden centre, or we can take it to Ridgeway Goods. We will be taking it to the garden centre because the garden centre is literally next door to the vehicle shop. So as I'm looking out the rear window, it is off to the left over here, so you can just see the tops of the greenhouses. So it's a pretty nice production line, and especially in the fact that they're all close together. So it shouldn't take too much work once we've grabbed the produce from the fields. So I think that's all of these. Oh, there's one more, sorry. One more to go. What I do as well is I leave this here, down here at the shop, because as I said in the last episode, we're not able to use this. It's in the contract when we were provided it. We're not able to use it for anything other than when we anything other than when we are doing contracts. So I just leave it there because otherwise I'm probably going to forget, and I don't want to go against my word accidentally or on purpose, but definitely not accidentally, because that will be a bit of annoyance actually, because I don't like to do that. So I'll take the long way around. So field 15 is this one just here on the right hand side. Hopefully that will become a wheat field as well. We don't own these yet. Field 14 is just this one here now on the right hand side, which we also don't own. As I say, we do own field 13, and that does have wheat in it. I checked these two, field 14 and 15. Unfortunately, they've got red beet, which is absolutely no use to us because I don't have the money to be able to buy a new header that will sort out red beet. So we're going to wait until they've harvested it. The field price will then hopefully drop slightly, and then that means that we don't have to pay as much for the field that we're just going to replace with something else. If there'd have been something like sorghum or oat or anything that we could have harvested with the same header as the wheat one, I would have purchased the field. I would have then utilised that, especially if it's oat or barley, for example, because we could have gained flour from that too. But that's fine, that's not to worry, it's not to be. Not a problem at all. So what we're going to do is we're just going to check on these wonderful ladies. I think they need some more food. So yes, you can see there is now capacity to be able to put some additional food in, and also some additional straw. So the base food we've got, if you remember, a fair few episodes back now, we've got placed over here. So I'm going to pick up the food, I'm going to pop it into their troughs so that they're happy, and I'm trying to replace what's currently very much their diet at the moment is very much hay, which is fine, it's not a problem, but they do prefer a little bit of something else as well. So I'm just trying to mix that up a little bit. There we go. Right, that should do nicely. So we are going to take this over here. It's such an itty bitty little thing. I really can't actually see sometimes if I go to the normal view that I tried to go onto. So it's, well, I suppose if I have it down there I can do actually. Right, so we lift it up. We tip it out, and it'll tell me in a moment. There you go, 55% remaining. That should be their food tops up. I don't think that's quite refreshed yet. Maybe there's still some more space. Oh, there is. Okay, they might actually need some more. Let's have a look. So we'll go back out. And we'll get another load in for them. They take more than I thought, actually. Whoa, there we go. A little bit wobbly, but never mind. Okay. Let's head into the barn. Pick up some more food. And as we go along in the game, I want to become completely self-sufficient, really. So I don't want to have to be purchasing oat and grain and everything else, hay, for our young ladies. I want to be able to be self-sufficient, i.e. grow the crop that's going to feed them, grow the hay that's going to feed them. But, you know, that comes over time. It doesn't happen overnight. There we go. Can't perform here because they are full. So, go and pop this back in the barn. And we'll get some straw for them. And we'll just pop that there. I'll collect this one. So I think they're now complete. Straw full. Total capacity on food full. And as you can see, that base food is now slowly creeping up. And that's sort of what I want, because it gives more effectiveness than hay. I'm not going to worry about the root crops, which is things like, you know, carrots, because it's only 5% effectiveness, which, you know, is not to be sniffed at, don't get me wrong. But the fact that I want to become self-sufficient, the amount that would cost to implement would be quite high. But these straw bales and the hay bales are going to last me some time. That over there is probably going to disappear a little bit quicker, but that's okay, because we'll replenish that as we go along. But of course, like I say, that will be in a little bit, sort of a bit more longer term. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to go and ride our horses. So I'm just going to close this one. And I'm going to close this one. I'm going to jump over the gate. Oh, and get stuck on the roof. That would have hurt. So I think this might be Lindy. Nope, this is Evie. I knew it was going to be one of them. Heather's the clear and obvious one. This is Evie. So we're going to give Evie a little ride out. If I can press the right... Sorry, if I can not squeeze too much on the lady, and she'll slow down. So we're going to do half a loop walking, come up the middle, and then she'll be nicely ready and warmed up to take her up to a canter. So they're certainly getting much better to be ridden. We've had them now for nearly a year, so you would sort of expect that to be the case, I suppose. I'll drop into a canter now. Now she's had a little walk around. Heather is probably the most well behaved, and she will today be going out on the road. So I'm going to take Heather out next because looking at the time at 6 o'clock, we might start to lose the light. But that's okay. I'll take her down the middle. Change reins. For anybody who doesn't understand horse language, change rein does not literally mean, well, first of all, the rein is actually obviously the thing that I'm holding on to, that goes into the horse's mouth to control them. You control them with your hands and your feet, and squeeze of the legs. So when we say change reins, we don't literally mean that we are changing the rein, i.e. replacing it. What it means is we're changing the direction, which way we're going around on the circuit. So we go from left to right, and that's always good, because what you don't want is you don't want to build a horse up literally on one rein, because what will happen is that they will become they will definitely have a tendency to go one way or the other. Sometimes they can become a little bit unbalanced if you don't get that correct, and also you want them to be able to go on both reins so that they feel comfortable in changing directions, especially if you're sort of out on the road or things like that. So there you go, little tip for you if you're ever planning to do any horsemanship. We'll just take a circle to call her down, and we'll jump off there. So normally I would clean them, but I'm going to take Heather out for a ride first, if I can jump on. There we go. So just take her for a little walk down here. So a little trot to begin with. And we're going to go out through here, so she's going to need to make a nice good jump, which again is one reason why I'm taking Heather and none of the others, because they're not quite at that position yet. So we're going to canter, we're going to jump over the fence, we're going to go out through the yard, and we're going to have a little canter down here, and go through the yard. We're going to go round on that loop that I took you around all the fields, and just show you which fields we were planning to purchase for our wheat production. I'm going to take her onto the grass as much as we can. Much better for her feet. So this one here to your right hand side, sorry, is the wheat field that I was talking about, field number 13 that we have purchased. You might have noticed as we rode past just then that there were a few tyre tracks in in the wheat. That's my fault. I hadn't realised that I'd got the fertilizer, hence the reason why I say now I am planning to leave it down in the shop. I hadn't realised that I got the fertiliser on the back that wasn't able to be used for anything other than contracts, and I tried to fertilise the field, I drove over the crop and I killed them. So that's why there's a bit of a tyre track on that field. So never mind, these things happen, it's not the end of the world. So we're going to pick up the pace down here. Like I say, you certainly don't want to be galloping, cantering as much as possible on hard surface, so we'll keep her to the grass where we possibly can. Let's slow down around the corner. We'll have a little trot in. In fact, we'll canter down here. Let's gallop. Let's go for it. Get her back in nice and safely. She's got a little way to go. Slow down to canter around the corner. Back into the yard. This is a bit of a softer surface here, so we'll have another little canter. And we're going to jump back into the field and jump off here. Just give her a little circle to cool her down, make sure that she's not overheating. Switch her on a rein. And there we go, drop her back in to the stable. So the last one that we've got to ride now is Evie, is Lindy, sorry. I don't know if this is Lindy just here. Oh, it is. Fantastic. I always get Lindy and Evie very much mixed up. She didn't like that very much, did she? They are very similar in colour. One's a bay, one's a chestnut, like I think I've said before. Evie's just over there in the distance. With the shadowing, sometimes it becomes a little bit tricky to understand and remember which one's which, but that's not a problem. Anyway, we're going to get Lindy on a big gallop around today. She did have a run out yesterday. In fact, they all had a run out yesterday. So we're just trying to keep their fitness up. Not intending to sell them anytime soon. Like I say, my plan is that we'll try and get some income through the riding school. And hopefully, where are we now? I think they are about 11 months old. So another year or so, or in fact, in total, another year and a half, 2 years, we should have some little baby foals. And that would be quite nice. So we can have 8 horses in these stables, which is a reasonable amount. Because they do take a lot of work, do horses. As you can see, you've got to ride them every day wherever you possibly can. Got to keep them fed. And keep them with the straw as well. This stable's pretty good actually. It's self-sufficient. It provides its own water, so we've got water connected up via the mains taps, so I don't have to worry about replacing their water, and it's also self-cleaning, in a sense that obviously they do a lot of stuff outside, so there is somebody who will come in on a bit of a contract for us and clean the stables out, so we don't have to worry about that either. We just got to keep them fed. We've got to keep them bedded and make sure that we provide them with plenty of fitness. So that is Lindy back in the stable. Now we just need to give them a little bit of clean. Where have they gone? I think this is Evie? Yes, it is. So not always easiest to clean, but we'll get there. There we go, that's Evie completely clean. Where are the other two? Where are they hiding? Must be in the middle. There's one. So here's Lindy. She's very dirty today. That was very easy to clean her today. We just need to find Heather, who is behind us. Here she is. Oh, she stood still for us. How very kind of her. Wonderful. So that's the horses fed. That's the horses clean. They've got new bedding. They've been ridden. And I've shown you the idea for the production line from our wheat through to the flour mill, through to the bakery, sell it at the garden centre, and hopefully over time that's going to make us a pretty good amount of money. You'll see here, this is a seeder that I purchased ready. This is called the Cockling Jockey. A lovely piece of kit, pretty good in terms of the size, pretty good in terms of the literage, also quite a funny name. So we've gone with a nice blue version there. We've got our McCormick tractor just here, the X version, so the X7 620. We've got our small trailer. We are going to need to buy a bigger trailer for sure. This is very much for the feed for the horses, so we are going to need to buy a bigger trailer when we come to harvesting. We've got our harvester, which is currently over at the shop because I'm not bringing that up until we've bought the header for it. And then of course we've obviously got our New Holland L318 little skid steer here for moving the bales and the food. So that's where we're at to at the moment, guys. For now, we are going to finish there on this episode. We're going to run around the front, and we're going to pop home. Going to go and have some tea. It's a bit late tonight, but we're okay. We're in July, so we don't mind a bit of a later tea. But at 1951, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. This has been Moss Valley Let's Play episode number 8. I look forward to seeing you back here for episode number 9. As I say all the time, comments, feel free to put them in, like it, subscribe to it, share it as much as you want. I hope you're enjoying, guys, but for now, from me, Strategy Simulation Samurai, I will see you on the next Let's Play at Moss Valley. Thank you very much. Take care.